You find me now in the modern age, dear audience, where we are about to throw this game wide open because we've been playing Tecumseh, who arguably up until this point is the strongest civ, or the strongest leader, I should say, in Civilization 7. I think I could make a good argument for that, but, and here is the massive but, he gets even stronger in modern, and I'm about to show you why. Because we're playing, I believe, the strongest civ in the modern age, Siam. And I believe the Tecumseh-Siam combination is pretty much the strongest in the game. Why? We have the food and production per age, as well as the combat strength for every suzerain, and now we have the ability to instantaneously suzerain villages. That combination is rather ridiculous. I've also moved my mementos around. Instead of the food, I now have War Club, +1 combat strength for all units for every city-state you are suzerain of. We are about to make this game pay. I'm Ursa. I like to show you the most broken combinations I can in Civ 7, and I believe this is now possibly the strongest here, and we even have yields because of all of these unique improvements we've carried through from the last age. Big caveat, alas, the Shawnee improvement, the Scout, has lost all of its culture, so that is no longer broken. The monasteries have also lost somewhat all of their happiness, but never mind. We still have a ton of production, a ton of gold, a ton of science. Let's just get stuck in, shall we? Now, I could take the economic dark age, a little bit of a culture hit, but a huge production and gold bonus towards rail stations and ports. I actually really like this dark age. It's very powerful. We could also take an inventory and ranged unit in every city, because it doesn't just give it in distant land settlements, it gives it in every settlement because it's just bugged. I believe Land of Opportunity also does the same thing. Deep roots, the golden age, is a ton of culture on show here. If I wanted to take my religion through, I had about 70% coverage last age, although I might try and remain friends with my best super friends from last age. It would be difficult to do so, but we are about to throw a lot of trade routes out. Why trade routes exciting? They make people like you. Then we can go down the diplomatic tree and get more diplomatic points. We have this 6 times already, which is quite amusing. Like if I got another cultural point, I could get this one as well. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take the diplomatic and cultural point, as well as 2 culture for every relic. I had 52 of them. I mean, that's rather ridiculous, don't you think? We had a bunch of universities. I'll take the science point as well. And finally, 2 expansionist points and a military point. We don't need 10 production in every settlement. Trust me. Every city-state will give me 6, and I will have a lot of city-states. Distribution looks a little bit like this. Culture for every alliance, more yields for every alliance, yields for specialized towns. I'll take the settlement limit as well, and ignoring the happiness penalty for captured settlements, as well as the extra science, my yields are going to be rather ridiculous already. Look at these. Oh, we kept my capital in place, but I think I might resurrect the cities I had before. So Unimatrix, Ekaba, Jono, all of you are cities. Was there anything else? I might make something else a city later, but for now that's fine. Population will be just distributed to nice tiles. Remember, at the end of each age, sometimes resources are reallocated, so it's worth just keeping an eye out for those. If there's anything you can claim, add it into the stockpile. Why not? Oh, steamed hams, you were a city as well. That's fine. I don't mind using the old ones. An excellent start indeed. Now, however, I'm just going to make sure that all of my 14 connected settlement towns go back onto Hub Town. We start with 75 influence. It's important to have as much influence as we can. Specifically, we want to suzerain a lot of different places. And to suzerain, well, we need a lot of influence. Each one is worth at least 28, 32 once the bonuses go through. So 75 goes to 444. That'll do. That's a nice amount to have. As mentioned, I want to make friends with as many people as possible. To do that, we're going to start with Steam Engine to get the merchants. Although, to be honest with you, it doesn't really matter. We'll work on military science first. Reason why it doesn't matter, city-states will cause me to get everything I ever need almost instantaneously. I don't have many factory resources. Not good if I want to get the economic victory. You can see I'm just unallocating all of my resources first. Now, if I show just my cities, we can reallocate as needed, looking for the unhappiest cities first, making sure they get enough resources to make them happy. No need to lose resources unnecessarily. What a of production everywhere. That's quite good, actually. Some good policies coming through from the last stage, including extra production and 2 policies that increase my ability to befriend independence. Now, unfortunately, those bonuses don't give me anything if I use the Siam ability, but I'll show you the difference in cost. Sometimes it's worth using, sometimes it's not. Or for a second, I thought my fleet commander had been dumped in the middle of the landmass, but I can get them out via the navigable river. Thank goodness. I was about to start complaining there, but I don't need to. It's fine. There we go. Turn number 1 done. The game has now distributed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 city-states on the map. And we've got to act in a fairly rhythmic and sensible order here because I do not want anybody to get destroyed unnecessarily. However, I also want to be fairly sensible how I go about this because I can get 3 technologies. So I'm just going to wait 1 turn before we do this. As you can see, it's only 204 influence to befriend normally and 700 to do it the silly way, but that's instant, which is worth it. I think always instant. Authoritarianism, I always take this one. If you're possibly going to go into combat, plus 3 combat strength makes a huge difference against Deity AI. Ah, excellent. Better cards for me. So now all of my specialists do extra culture and extra science just to increase my yields even further. We now are comfortably in the lead on turn 3. So we look for the ones in the most danger, like in the middle of the enemy like this. And we start with the science one and we say, hey, be my friend. And I'll take the 3 technology and academies. And we can now just do this every time we want a 3 tech of any kind, which is lovely. Next up, natural history. You know where my gold is going. We need to find some artifacts. It's always the way. Explorers, they are unlocked. You know, the priority for me is actually to go for the military city-states. We want a few of these because my combat strength will get rather silly. We'll start with infantry, cavalry, and naval, and then we'll go from there. The steam engine's done. Oh, I'm going to start getting lots of traders now. So many traders. It's going to be fantastic. How much is the first explorer? 1,300. Lovely. I can't even get the second one because it's another 100% on top of that. Goodness me, they are expensive. Now, as you can see, merchants, as many trade routes as we can. We're going to be focusing on trading with the same people over and over in order to get the alliances. You've seen how many percentage yields we get for every alliance. So we want to make sure that we are just prioritizing this a little bit. And the orange continent. How many artifacts are there here? Only 2. Where are they? One is there and one is here. Okay, we'll claim one there. I'll get another explorer and we're just going to go continent by continent and pick these up slowly but surely. Modernization. Look at all that happiness. Lovely. Already about to unlock ideologies already. That's the silly thing here. Second military city-state. This time we'll go for artillery master. Look, it's already being attacked. Look at that. This is why we got to move really quickly here. They just get killed and killed and killed. That's 3 city-states, by the way, which means, as you can see, we are now claiming 3 food from everyone, which is 9 in every settlement, and 6 production because of my memento, which is 18 total. And if we try and find like an aggressive troop of some kind, which is going to be difficult because the city-states should like me, you'll be able to see the combat strength in action. Maybe not. So the trade routes begin. Let's focus first on Hamiko. And then we can go from there. 7. That's right. 7 culture on a specialist already. Yes. It's a delicious amount. Any city-state under the biggest chance of being destroyed. Focus on that. Monaco, congratulations. You're in. I like the production towards museums because that's going to stack really quite quickly now. You had 2 turns on this already. 17 culture. 17 for a single building. Nice. There we go. Are you at war with anybody? No. I'll take the alliance then. Just watch all of my yields, including the influence. We just gained 100 influence from that one alliance. 100. That's why I was so desperate to do it. Now we're going to work on Napoleon in exactly the same way. Well, you are desperate to take this one out, aren't you? Okay, we'll intervene there as quickly as we can. That's not good at all. Leave them alone. It's always worth bearing in mind, anytime you have a horse equipped, you could instead have a llama. Put the llama in because it's got more yields and everything. As we all know, as stems from real life, llamas are superior to horses in every way. Just it's fun that Civ now reflects that accurately. Please leave these alone. They all need to exist. Look at all those troops. Just absolutely trying to destroy them. I can see what you're doing. It's not on. It's not on at all. That's industrialization, by the way. That's hilarious. So quick. I think I might just get rail stations building. Sort of makes sense, doesn't it? Although a lot of these tiles are so good, I don't really want to replace them. But the more production we get from city-states, the more they can be replaced. It's fine. Look, up to 500 food in Jono already. Tecumseh does not mess around. The yields that I'm now getting will make all other yields look just ridiculously weak in comparison. Political theory, as well as electricity. I'm focusing here on just making sure my happiness and my culture are as high as possible. So we'll go land heritage, free speech, stuff like this. I want to go from one celebration into another. Wow. Science on woodcutter and camps, but less gold. Yeah, I'll take that. That's quite a lot of extra science because I do have a lot of woodcutters because they all sit underneath all of my unique improvements. I'll take it. Do I want to pick an ideology just yet? No, I'm still winding up. So we're going to just go through the regular tree for a little bit. The Siam tree, to be honest with you, is not great. Happiness in cities for each city-state I'm suzerain is okay. Combat strength adjacent to suzerain city-states. Culture in the palace. I mean, there's some useful stuff here, but it's not worth rushing. I'd rather rush all the way through the regular tree. So we'll start with nationalism and gain the 20 extra relations with everybody. The yellow continent, the green continent. I want to explore where this stuff is. It's proving a little bit annoying. Right, head in that direction. We might have to just get another explorer. 4,700 gold. Wow, that's a lot. Next, city-state. That is my 6th. So the bonuses really are starting to add up. We're already up to 194 science because 5% for every city-state. Well, that's quite a lot. Very good indeed. And one more improved trade relations with Napoleon is handy because I can now send another trade route to him. And we're on plus 60. Come on, just need one extra little bit and we'll be friends with him. That alliance will be fantastic. Then we work on Ashoka. 17 production for a single military academy. That's a big number. That is a big number. An economic city-state this time. What will you give me? 586 gold per turn? Yeah, I'll take that. That's quite good. Up above 1,000 culture now. My exploration numbers were somewhat bigger, but we're starting to get there now. Trade route to Napoleon. Do you hate anybody? Are you at war? No. So form an alliance? Yes, we've gone from 539 to 633 influence. That's a nice amount. Okay, Ashoka. Your turn now. Nobody will be able to resist my charms. Just trade route after trade route. Nationalism. That's a good wonder. I would like to build that. Although I can never remember the very specific things you need for it. It must be a tropical adjacent to a mountain. Ah, that is tricky. Tropical adjacent to a mountain. Do we have anything like that? We do, but we'd have to make another city. How much do I care about it? Probably not enough. All right, we'll come back to that thought. First of all, though, we need to work on the city-state still. This one's really helpful because this gives me 25% production towards completing projects in cities with a science building. Now, that is a very fun stacking thing for later. Influence on museum. I needed more influence. Fantastic. It's another 20 per turn. Very good. Very good indeed. Oh, the speed of the modern age is something I really do enjoy. It's just everything. Get online as quick as you can. Green continent. Where is the stuff? There are 2 sites of interest. One of them's up there, one of them's up there. Okay, cool. Luckily, my explorers are kind of nearby, so off you go. As long as you can get 3 or 4 artifacts from that beginning wave, I think that tends to be enough. Another military city-state this time. Commanders earning double experience. I like the shore battery, but that one is the one for me. I should have waited until next turn because I was working on that. Come on, look at your text. Sometimes when you have this much capacity, you stop optimizing, but I should always optimize. 15 production on the ironworks. The ironworks is one of those buildings that always gives you way more production than you think it should. Mines, quarries, woodcutters, clay pits, oil rigs, and mountain terrain. I guess it is one of those things that tends to stack quite nicely. Another culture city-state. I think I would love an artifact. Yeah, why not? Mass production. Okay, the factory's unlocked. I have 20,000. That's what we've been doing, and we don't mind losing production on the factory. I've got enough of that. We'll gain food and gold on my unique improvement. I mean, there's so many of those, and they just keep upgrading. I would prefer the culture from exploration. Don't get me wrong. That's the better thing here, but you know what? That's fine. Now, we just get in these factories. 3,200 gold each is a little expensive, but I'm obscenely rich. So, you know, swings and roundabouts, neither of which I'm paying for because I'm saving the money just to be rich. 4 factories and a lot of factory resources because of all of my trading. I'd like to put the tin in because the 3% growth rate is quite silly. The science is fun. The culture's really fun. And then production towards buildings and wonders. To be honest with you, it's all of the usual stuff. So we'll just get rid of this all quickly. Start with the coffee. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then we'll go for the culture. We might need to do a little bit more trading in order to get as many of these in as we can. The tin then goes in, and the tea. Look at the production in my cities, by the way. 215, 254. This is why Tecumseh is so strong. It's just, you can't beat it. I haven't even shown you the most ridiculous part of this strategy. I mean, you know the ridiculous part of the strategy. I don't really need to big it up very much. I'm sure you can guess exactly what it is. Globalism. 6 influence as a single policy. Wow. That's really, really good. Oh, man. Culture point, actually, that is fairly useful. We can start to get repeatable culture now. Anything that works on percentage tends to work quite well later into the game. Now, hegemony. Then we can research really, really old artifacts. Just a bit of production into my unique unit as well. These things are very powerful, especially when you have a lot of city-states on side. We've already got our first milestone, 5 artifacts, working on the railroad tycoon, ideology, space race. Neither of those will be particularly long. Why would I want production towards training scouts? That is such a random one. And I guess I'll take museum production, although I'm already working like a plus 200% bonus on that. Odd, very odd. Another economic city-state. I think I'd like to give myself pretty much infinite trade route range. So here we go. Gives me flight as well. Nice. I can start putting down aerodromes. Oh, I like putting down aerodromes. Represents a nice tipping point in military strength when you just stop worrying about having lots of different armies and you just start sort of flattening things. Activate on a commander to grant units in the command radius +1 combat strength for every city-state I'm suzerain of. Where's my best commander? Here you are. There's Waffles. Off you go. That's the one I've been waiting for. Aerodrome complete. Go on then. I'll do the transoceanic flight in 3 turns just because I can. Activate on the district to give the city 4 influence for every city-state I'm suzerain of. So this has got 2 influence, this tile. Now it has +44. Haha. Oh, that's quite good. Immediately trigger a celebration. I'll wait until next turn because I think we should go instantly into a celebration, but I'll make sure we do. Radio. That's nice. We can now get armor. I've only got 2 city-states left. I think, though, I'm just going to let them get the 3 stuff. It would take longer for me to wait than just to push ahead. So we'll continue pushing ahead. And another alliance. Do you hate anybody? No. Perfect. We now go from 700 to 800 influence per turn, just to show you how useful this diplomatic thing is. Look at the yields that these are bringing me. That is nonsense. My culture is now at 2,200. I mean, again, still very much being dwarfed by the culture we used to have, but that's fine. There's another culture city-state. Let's go for a social policy slot. I'm sure I can figure out something to do here, probably. Production towards overbuilding. Okay, that's actually pretty helpful. So just remember, Waffles is now redonkulously powerful to a level that I think is just inappropriate. We'll come to this in a little bit as to exactly why, but just remember me saying that, okay? Oh no, Tubman. Oh, you were so close to grabbing one, but unfortunately I'm Siam, which means by turn 24 I have every single one on the code. They're all mine now. Shore battery or partisan. I like the shore battery. Let's go for that. Close run thing though. Yeah, Tubman doesn't like me for doing that, but that's it. That's all of them. So because we have 16, no, was it 14, 15, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Every time I count this, I come to a different number. Hang on, we can work this out. If we actually look at this normally, it is 13. Okay, so each settlement is now getting 39 food, 78 production, and it's giving me +13 combat strength. Although it will be, of course, more than that. What I'm now waiting for is for anybody, and I do mean anybody, to pick an ideology. As soon as we see someone pick an ideology, that's when we strike. First space race project done. Well done, Jono. Looking good. In fact, actually, we could just start building wonders. I can 3-turn most wonders here. Nah, let's just make great people. Oh, these can all be shore batteries. I like shore batteries because of the amount of production they give. So yeah, I'm just going to spend a bit of money here. Make this area of the map just the most ridiculously fortified piece of map. Salty Tech's now on 337 production. Hegemony. Spare 6 settlement limit, by the way. I'm sure that won't come in handy at all. Activate on a district to gain 4 science for every city-state I'm suzerain of. That was 120 something science when that calculated through. Nice. Armor, tanks, assault guns, and battle elephants. Truly a terrifying combination. Now we've got culture on a district for every city-state. That's, if we look at that, another 100 120. Very nice production. So which settlement do we want to have the production? I think it's got to be probably Jono. I'll go and put it on the actual production tile. That'd be nice. Oh no, I've got a great person that actually suzerains someone instantly. How do I awkwardly tell you that you're a bit late? I've already done that everywhere. Never mind. Just got a quest to have 5 museums and I finished it instantaneously. That's another 138 culture per turn. Delicious. I think we might have actually run out of great people. Yeah, we finished those a bit too quickly. Never mind. Oh well, let's make some wonders. Activate on a city-state you're a suzerain of to turn it into a town. Absolutely not. They are so much more useful to me as city-states. I do not want them as towns. That is an actively terrible thing to do. TUBMAN! Oh, stealing, eh? Stealing a single tech she just stole. If we want to put it into context, academies for me, or academics. So this one, I'm all the way over here. You know what? I'll forgive that stealing. That sort of stealing just makes me feel a little bit sad. More artifacts. There are 4 on this continent now. Ooh, loads of stuff, actually. I'm spending an obscene amount of gold on explorers, but it all helps. Oh, I got to the artifact dig site just as 2 other explorers got there. That is awful for them. Blimey, sucks to be you. No one's picking an ideology yet because we're only on turn 31. No one has got there that fast. We're waiting so patiently. So patiently. Every time I get a wild card point, I get to go bam, bam, and then just check in and see how much more that's given me. Oh, look at the yields. It's filthy. For as long as I maintain those alliances, the yields they just never go away. Also, I made a bit of a public appeal a little while ago. Does anybody know a mod that changes this horrible university into anything else? Because every time I have to build it, it just makes me feel dirty. Ugh, please, anything. Any name change, any cosmetic change. Somebody out there with like a vague sense of modding should be able to do something, right? This is an official pitch. Please save me. Otherwise, every time I have a filming session and it gets built, I have to immediately then go and shower and it just takes far too long. Second point of artifacts, you can see the railroad tycoons doing nicely. Space race is only 1 tech away from getting the second point. Just waiting on ideology. I could go to war now. I just want to efficiently do it. I want someone to pick an ideology and then we'll pick another one. I'm specifically looking at you, Tubman. Specifically, I'm looking at you. Well, you know what, Flying Foot? I'm gonna make sure that you're a city because I've got 73,000 gold just sitting around. I feel like you would benefit from this. So congratulations, you have ascended. What does ascending mean? It basically means I'm going to give you every single thing I can immediately. You're going to go from being a town to pretty much the best equipped city in my empire almost instantaneously. And to that we can all say huzzah. That's about 20,000 gold now spent in this city. It is getting pretty good. Up to 120 happiness, 1,000 food. Look at how small the font has gone to try and fit that in. Wow. Yeah, okay, that's pretty good. How long would it take to build an explorer? 8 turns. Wow. Let's not do that. Let's instead build 4 bombers. No reason at all. And we're just going to focus on getting some science in here. Look at all the population that was just displaced. That's a 49 science tile immediately. Haha, Tubman's joined communism. Okay, here we go. Denounce. And now I get to pick. As long as I don't go communism, it's fine. Either we can take the production and the gold. Production and gold is something I've got quite a bit of, I'll be honest with you. Or democracy for the happiness and the culture, which I'm going to take because I also want the diplomatic attribute points. We're going democratic. Yeah, you heard me right. I'm actively picking democracy. I honestly thought she'd never do that. We've been waiting patiently for some time. Democracy. So the specialists now have a ton of happiness and a ton of culture, just in case I needed those 2 yields, which hint, I did not, but that's fine. We'll take it all. 4,700 culture. There we go. We're finally hitting the level of culture we had last game. Have 5 tenements within 20 turns. What a random thing to have to build, but sure. There we go. We did it. We got a diplomacy point, which is wonderful, and another cultural point. And our specialists are just ridiculous now. Sure, 10 culture just from a single specialist. What could go wrong? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. 1, 2, and 1, 2. Just see what that does to my yields. 5,300 culture now. Just a little thing that I'd love to see in the game just for quality of life. Can we just get research initiative just to go endlessly rather than having a fixed cost? Or you just have to click it all the time, and it's very weird. Just need like a constant project button. 1,300 food now. That's nonsense. Why is that so high? I'm not entirely sure why it's so high, but I am glad it is. Oh, and it's going to get worse because now I have another rice. 10% food in all settlements. The stacking in modern age is just nonsense. Liberalism. Aerodynamics. All the big points now. And that is the culture tree finished before the economic. It was going to be quite close, but we just about nipped in there. Very nice indeed. Rocketry and progressivism. Wonder construction. Okay, let's do that. Sure. Now, are you allied to anybody? Oh, you're not. That is unfortunate. Now, it is Tubman, so we're going to get 3 war support. She will get 5. That is not very good, but communism shall not be allowed to stand. I will bring you the power of managed democracy. Regular democracy. Wrong game. We also have 10,000 influence saved up just for this reason. You ready? Everyone take a deep breath. And go. There we go. We've gone from +2 to +11. Oh, Tubman. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I think I've wrecked your empire. It's just over now. Okay, first of all, I kind of want to show you what just a regular, boring general looks like on Timbuktu. As you can see, this regular infantry company currently has a +52 combat strength bonus from city-states. +52. Yep. That's just what it is. Don't worry about it. Don't think about it too hard. Ignore the fact that I've managed to make the +13 quadruple itself. You don't need to worry. It just is. It's just fine. But you know, General Waffles is here, and General Waffles is in even more of a mood. So you get 52. Oh no. Oh, that's right. The Siam bonus, I believe, just applies to all generals, regardless of whether or not it was the one that you use it on. Now I remember. In fact, it's +65 for the assault gun. Of course it's +65. Why would it be anything less? Oh, we actually maxed out. You can only do 100 damage. It's physically impossible to do more. That is rather entertaining. And the first settlement is captured. Keep it. Ideology points. We should get 3. I'm hoping. Yes. Okay, first of 7. Waffles. Let's go, Waffles. And Mushkin, you can join in as well. Haha! 3 damage to my unit. No, what will I do? It's worth pointing out that it also applies to planes. I just one-hit the 200 strength walls. I shouldn't be having this much fun. Yet here we are. Oh, yeah, every time she attacks one of my units, she kills herself because I have that much strength. +3 combat strength for all units. Yeah, of course. I keep forgetting that we've got that extra bonus. And 13,500 gold per turn. I literally have no idea what to do with that gold. It's too much. Elephant strike. That was 121 strength. We've got 127 strength now, and Timbuktu falls immediately. Onwards. Look at all those bonuses. It's +52 strength. This isn't even a modded game. This is just a regular game with Tecumseh. This is just what he does. Even the assault guns are having fun just destroying things in one hit. Every unit just gets one tapped. Deity difficulty. Remember, this is deity difficulty. It's very important to keep reminding you of that. I do like the way they've changed the food, though. It really rewards you for having lots of food in the empire. 38 population. We're still getting a population 1 every turn. 52. We're still getting it every 5 turns. There's no arbitrary cap. It's just like, oh, you've got it, have you? Fantastic. Enjoy. Enjoy it. The assault guns making very, very quick work of the walls. And now we bring our units in along with Mushkin. Everyone forward. Just keep pushing forward. Maybe I do need quicker units. All right, fine. What's the quickest unit I have? I think it's a tank with 4 movement, right? Let's just build some tanks. I've got 109,000 gold. I probably should use it. Space Race done. Railroad Tycoon done. Actually, no, that's rocketry. So we can just actually afford to buy the launch pads because of course we can. Who needs a farm? What is that farm? I don't know. Launch satellite 2 turns. Is that it? Brilliant. Elephant. Elephant. Person. Shoot. Move in. Single turn taken. District destroyed. District destroyed. Unit moved in. Unit moving round. You know what? I'm already on Future Civic and Future Tech and it's only turn 40. Nice. Very nice. Oh no, one of my city-states was killed. Boo! Oh, that actually does make me noticeably weaker. I think we'll be fine. I don't get too worried about it, but yeah, still rather unfortunate. We move into there and then we can just jump onto the district from that angle. golem. There's another one taken. As soon as I capture a town, it just starts growing really, really quickly because it doesn't matter if it's rebelling. It still gets all of my city-state food. It's quite funny. Oh no, ranged attack did 2 damage to my unit. 2 damage. What am I going to do? That's right, win a space race victory. And my aim is to actually get enough future civics to finish the game before we actually get to that point. I mean, I'm still getting all of these wildcard points 12 times, 36% towards all yields for every alliance I have. So I've now got over 100% on everything. We're just waiting for Catherine to love me even more. It's working. She's becoming persuaded. So many units. What do we do? Oh wait, that's right. We just simply push through them. Tile by tile by tile by tile. One hit after one hit. I have an embarked unit hit by very strong like boats and ranged units, and it's taking no more than about 4 or 5 damage per pop. Yeah, I can handle that. Anyway, let's expand the war just a little bit. Just a smidge and funnel that all in. Only +8 this time. We used quite a lot of my influence on Tubman. No matter, their cities are pretty weak. We should be able to take those down. In fact, let me just quickly level those defenses, because don't forget, my planes are ridiculously powerful as well. Yeah, I mean, nothing surviving that. Look, the wonder that gives me +20 relations with everyone. Now, Catherine can't help but be my friend. Look at my influence. That's 1,059, goes to 1,250. Just gaze upon my yields and tremble. 7,500 culture per turn now, and that's 20 artifacts. It's pretty good. Oh, we're 1 turn away from crewed spaceflight. That would actually win me the game. Just hang on a second. We're not quite there. We're pretty close, but there's just a couple of things we need to do first. So just taking this, moving my units in. Actually, the assault guns, can you just appear for a second? Thank you. Bam, and then move in, and that's another one. There you go, just 1 city needed. Feels just mean now, but just keep putting the points in. Even the food is now going up. Look at it, it's huge. Can I take Chicago this turn? I don't know. This might be a little tricky, but I think if I land my units properly, we should be able to. Like, it might be a naval attack, but it's there, and that's the last point. 100%ed on turn 47. All right, Jono, put us all out of our misery. Oh, Manhattan Project or crewed spaceflight? You know what? You can't threaten me with a good time like that. You really can't. 1 turn Manhattan Project. Look at the happiness in my cities, by the way. Like, everything is above 35 happiness, and so right now, we could go infinite. There is no limit on settlement limit here. We could just have as many as we wanted, and the game would not stop us. Like, it would be totally pointless. And there we go. Absolute kaboom. The game is getting very confused. That is a space flight victory animation with World's Fair written on the screen, but I actually think that was a thermonuclear victory, potentially. I don't even know. At this point, the game's confused. I'm confused. We got to all the points. No one really cares. We had 8,400 culture, 27,000 gold per turn, influence that we physically couldn't get rid of. Tecumseh. Dear audience, I, at the beginning of this series, wanted to make a bit of a pitch to say that Tecumseh was currently the strongest leader in the game. I really hope I have conveyed to you just how strong he is. No mods, regular game, he is unbeatable. I didn't even really need to play Siam there. If I'd just played anyone else, I had such a bonus to throwing influence at city-states. It would have done exactly the same thing. Siam just is really funny to do it with. Yeah, the AI was playing in that game, but they won't tell you that because of the speed. Just imagine unleashing Tecumseh like that on a multiplayer game. Imagine. Absolutely ridiculous. Also, what have you got to do to get a leader to level 10? I don't even know. This is madness. Hey, if you're enjoying these series, do me a solid. Give them a like. Give the channel a subscribe. Let me know in the comments what you want to see next. Civ 6, Civ 7, mods, TSL, funny strategies. Have a think. Let me know, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye. And finally, a very special shout out goes to Glorious Petra, Clibben Ferdas, Poppy Dude, The Nickerman, Matthew Wilkinson, Paul Coffey, Portland, Toon General, Capo Yobby Virani, The Uncivil Engineer, Radiatore, Debo91, Mushkin Mandel Tort, Pete, Dan Jamo, Scott Stratton, Major King Kong, Skeptical Bear, Cinnamon Beard, Private Selection, Genoa Salami, Callum Billy, Garrett Gowan, El Truant, Creston, RB Hedged, Burial, I'm Daft, Gooberman, Dr. Bobby, Mixomatosis, NTG Golfman, Indigenous 68, Teddy's Ursa, Barnaby Rex, Charlie Bears, Nate the Great, Alex Frost, Mean Penguin, Interplanet Janet, Frankincense Battlezord, Geography Teacher, Juvara, Morax, Sinikush, Echo Bear, Deja Vu, Kovawoo, Legally Trash, Sorted Dutch, Rad Bickley, Shadow of Gaia, Bob Tway, Abstract Fun, Slither Alley, JB Genius, Arctic Fox, Eggshark, Bookaluk79. Thank you everyone for your support. Goodbye!